This is Lucas here with
Veronica Maurer.
Tracy.
What is your relationship with education?
My relationship with education right now is that I work for the Nevada Department of Education. I work as the School Climate and Equity Education Programs Professional. And my work directly relates to school climate, social and emotional learning, academic development, and restorative practices.
Actually was a teacher and an administrator and with 28 years in the school district, and now I teach traumatic recovery yoga, which is mindful movement, in several of the Title I schools. I really enjoyed teaching the secondary students. I was a dance teacher as well, and I love the idea of the students having the ability to choose, and that I felt like I wanted to move into administration because I felt like some things were broken, and I wanted to give back and know that kids have choices. And so I was a dean back in the day, kind of going off, and it was challenging because I dealt with kids and their discipline problems, and I really enjoyed the time where I could sit down with the student and we could talk about their choices, and the repercussions of those choies.
I've been in the field of education since 2003.
Wow.
My background is in special education. My husband and I have 7 children, and so we started out homeschooling our children. But of course, once I got my master's degree and got into a school setting, I realized the importance of my work. I worked primarily with students that had, and I'm from Florida, so it was called intensive emotional behavioral disabilities. And so I started there and then became a behavior specialist at an inner city school, and eventually moved here, long story short. And so I really just realized that students need us and we need students.
How did your relationship with education as a student differ from yours now? Were they similar, and what have you learned since then?
Sadly, not much has changed. Of course, if I walked into a school or classroom where I felt welcome and I felt valued, I enjoyed it, and I wanted to do my part, and I wanted to feel a part of that environment and of that experience.
So much has changed, and the dynamics have changed, and I hope that the focus goes back to the student, and somehow we kind of lost that focus. So it's nice to see this event tonight, and it's nice to have not only me making the decision, but you're asking the question and making the choice, and you don't know who is the moderator and who's the interviewee and who's the interviewer. We're all here together for the same purpose.
What I really enjoyed about tonight was just really I didn't know what to expect, but that a lot of the questions that you're asking allows educators to be reflective of their teaching practices and their approach to education. And so I just really appreciate this setup, and I really appreciate allowing educators, I think a lot more educators need this experience, to see that we just need to look at things a little bit different.
I loved how we looked at the material and didn't really know what we were doing, but through communication and through each of our strengths, we actually got all of our stickers on our chart, and so I'm looking forward to the rest of the event.